Hey there, this is Andy Detweiler. I'm with PRINTgenie, and today I'm super excited to introduce you to Glenn Benedict. Glenn Benedict has been working with PRINTgenie for the last 2 or 3 years. Glenn, having worked with small business owners, specifically agents and investors for the last, 2 decades, Glenn, has learned a thing or two. And I want to share with you how he has developed a company to service our customers and how he is introducing a product that I know you're going to love because it really makes you the authority on a topic. And that's what I love most, is when you're authentic and real. And Glenn's doing it perfectly. So Glenn, thanks for being on the call. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Andy. I appreciate you allowing me to be here. So I've spent a lot of time with investors and agents, and one thing I've learned is that the biggest challenge their prospects have is feeling overwhelmed, either by the probate process or by a looming foreclosure. They don't understand the process and they feel like they're drowning. Well, the other side of that is the biggest challenge that investors or agents have is differentiating themselves. In a sea of investors or a sea of agents, what makes them different? And when they're sending mail out and they're marketing to their people, what's different with them than the other 20 people that have done the same thing? So if those agents and investors can solve their prospects' challenge, they'll also solve their own. If they can solve their prospects' challenge of being overwhelmed, they're going to solve their own problem of being in a saturated market or of differentiating themselves. So I created these ebooks like you're looking at right here. One is for probates, the other one is for foreclosures. There's more as well, but these are the two we're talking about today. And what they do is they provide information that the agent or the investor gives to their prospects, and those prospects desperately need. And in the process, the agent or the investor becomes the authority. They become perceived as being the only one who cares for their prospect. So their prospects' need is solved. And then in the process, they stand out from everybody else that is possibly marketing to these people. And that's what I think is so beautiful about this. And Andy, you have provided a way to marry the campaigns that you have inside of PRINTgenie with this ebook, and I think it's great. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. So what we try to do is make things easy for people, cost effective, right? We don't want people to spend a ton of money. So what we've done is we've created, using PRINTgenie, a solution that will take your ebook cover and a QR code and place it on a pre-created and designed and pre-written and copywritten series of 4 touches that include text and email throughout. So let me show you how the experience usually works for most people, right? So they'll jump into either their desktop, their phone, or their CRM to trigger this. It's as easy as this. Let's just paint a picture for you. So you might get your leads from some, I don't know, 1,000 different places: county recorder's office, data centers, people but you get your data. And usually when it's probates or distress leads like that, you're not getting a lot. You're getting 10, 12, 15 a week at most. What do you possibly do with 10 or 15 leads, right? How can you communicate to them effectively, right? So just take your leads and upload them. So you can simply upload them into your PRINTgenie account. It takes all but a minute. And once your list is in there, you can do anything you want with it. And so out of convenience, what we're doing is this. So here's all of the lists that I've been uploading, et cetera, right? So now I've uploaded my list. I'm not going to go through that process with you. I'm sure you can imagine how easy it is. But once you upload your list, simply click on campaigns and order a campaign. So although there are a lot of campaigns we built, you're going to go for the one, right? The probate one or the foreclosure one, or you can look around. But in this case, since we're discussing your product here, we're discussing the probate campaign with an ebook 4-touch. Right? And if I mouse over the question mark, it tells me it'll cost about $3 to send to one person. But what's included in it? It's 2 letters, first class, 2 jumbo postcards, 4 texts, and 4 emails. And I should show you, Glenn, that everything is printed and mailed in a handwritten with a stamp, real stamp, by the way, envelope. So that way it looks real and it looks authentic. We personalize it just like that. But you want to see what it looks like, just click on it and we show you the campaign. And so it consists of a first postcard, which looks like this. And all you do is click on it if you want and read it. And all these little blue squares is where your profile pre-populates automatically. Your probate or foreclosure or ebook cover will show up automatically right in these little zones. Your website, your phone number, your email, your license number pre-populates automatically, right? So it's already done. You don't have to think about anything. And we have it scheduled to start immediately. As soon as you add a list of 1 to whatever into PRINTgenie and hit go, this will trigger off this postcard. And mind you, if you wanted to, you can constantly add people to this campaign and they'll start from the beginning, right? So every time you add a new person, they'll start from the beginning. Okay, so you understand that. So what we're doing is we're sending out this nice postcard pre-written and we're following up with a text message that's not spammy. It's like, I'm here to help. I hope you have received my letter or my postcard. Call me if you need me. And then we follow up with an email that's a little bit more descriptive about how to get in touch and the services you provide. And we wait about 3 weeks and we send out another postcard. And then we wait another 3 weeks and send another postcard. And in between, we have more texts and emails as well. But to give you a reference as to what they look like, you know, here they are. All I have to do is click on the PDF and it'll generate a PDF for me to look at with, you know, better resolution and those little blue boxes filled in. So if I click on it here, you can see this is filled in with a logo, a QR code, my photo, my information, BRE number, disclaimer, and cover. And mind you, this all happened automatically, right? Based on my profile. And then we're going to follow up with this postcard. And here you can see this is where the mailing address would go. This is where our stamp is going to go. And this is what it says. And it even pulls in the recipient's information, their name, their address, etc. Here's the third in the series of 4 touches. It's a nice letter. It's handwritten. It's copywritten. And once again, we're saying selling through probate, get my 7-step ebook. And so people are likely to scan that QR code, take them to a website where they can download that ebook. And then the last touch would make it a little bit more personal. It looks like a stationery that you uploaded and you did a little handwritten note and you sent it out, right? So once again, it looks like it's handwritten. It's a personal note from the person that sent it. And it's more of an authentic approach to communicating, you know, with those people that are going through some type of distress or challenge, right? So we make it really easy. All they're going to do is click on next step, choose the list or multiple lists they have. And remember, there's no minimums, Glenn. So here's a list of 8. And I'll add another list of 3 because I happen to have it. And you can have as many lists as you want. You double check your profile to make sure that it is, you know, spelled right and your phone number is correct, etc. Hit next step. We have a little brief disclaimer telling you that our mail goes out in about 2 to 3 days and the people receive everything in about 8 to 9, 10 days, everything sent first class with, you know, like I keep saying you, a real stamp, first class, everything's first class. I hit next step. It'll tally the amount of people in that list, those multiple lists that you added, how many of them had an email or a phone, and the total cost to send those 2 jumbo postcards, 2 letters, 4 texts, and 4 emails. So as you can see here, 11 people, of which only 2 people had an email and a phone out of my list. That can happen. You can skip trace on the platform, or you can bring in your list already skip traced. But if your list does or does not have it, it's going to determine whether that fires off that text or the email. It tallies it up here, of which you're not being charged for those that don't send. And you hit pay and walk away. And now you know you're effectively communicating to those people that need your services month after month after month, right? Making you the authority on a topic. Easy.
That's really amazing. It's amazing that it happens that quickly too, because I think a lot of my clients, investors and real estate agents, you know, they spend hours trying to figure out things or trying to deploy something, and this is instantaneous. It's like within seconds, you're done.
Just like that. And that's the idea. So what your job is not to write copy, create design, create an ebook. Generally speaking, most people aren't marketers. When they get into a business of investing or a real estate agent or some service, right? You got into that business to, you know, to satisfy, you know, your customers' needs and challenges, whether you're a plumber or roofer or agent or investor. Your job is not to create marketing material. So that's where we really stepped in and said, okay, we've got copy, pre-designed, pre-written with ebooks that make you the authority on a topic that set you apart from the next person. And then you push one button and walk away. That's it.
Hey, Hey, Andy,
Yeah,
I think you also spoke to one of my clients and one of your clients in PRINTgenie and got some feedback from them, didn't you?
I did. Let's share that with you now, Glenn. I think that that'll give us some good insight from a third party perspective. Super great guy, and I'm super happy that he's working with you. You set him running, right? So yeah, let's take a look at that now. Thank you, Glenn.
All right. So one of the things that I love about PRINTgenie is how incredibly easy they've made this platform. It's incredibly easy to use. I don't have to think about anything. I'm able to set in a campaign that's 4, 6, 8 months into advance, and you just set it up and you just let it run. It's amazing. It's super automated. I come from the world of literally stuffing envelopes, writing on the envelopes, putting a stamp on the envelopes, and literally having to track through an Excel sheet how many mailers, how many new mailers am I going to do this month, on top of all the older mailers that I also have to stuff, label, stamp. And so this has been extremely automated, and I'm extremely grateful for that. Glenn, who set up my campaign, has been extremely helpful. All I have to do is just upload a list. I just press a button and then it all goes as planned. It's super easy. Probably one of the best things that I like about PRINTgenie, I have to be honest about this with you, is the price. The pricing is really good. I did a lot of research actually on different companies, and no company comes close to the low price that PRINTgenie provides. But it's not only about the price, it's also about the value. You know, being able to speak to a client over the phone and then sending out one postcard or one letter to that client. You know, with a lot of these companies, you have to have a minimum order in order to send out mail. But that's not the case with PRINTgenie, and that's been super awesome. So really love that. Really love the pricing. It's absolutely just amazing. The ebook is what really drew me to PRINTgenie. Being in the probate space, I wanted to appear as an expert. I wanted to appear as an authority in the market, and having that ebook as a lead magnet definitely accomplishes that. And this makes them even more comfortable with choosing me as opposed to my competition. This whole setup has really upped my perceived level of empathy with my prospects. They We have different conversations. They speak to me differently now. They view me as an authority. They view me as an expert, and I feel more comfortable talking with them. So it definitely works both ways, and it's just awesome. I feel that I'm really standing out from the rest of my competition, and that's really important to me.
That was awesome. Glenn, Ian, you guys are awesome. It was fun. And there's so much more, Glenn. I didn't even show you how you can fire this off from your phone, your desktop, your CRM. You could send a single mail piece. You can mix and match. They've got you to help them through and through as an agency provider, a certified PRINTgenie partner. Appreciate your time today and all that you're doing for our customers.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks for having me here.
You bet. Anytime. See you soon.